is Katie, the creator of KNF Design. I wanted to first thank you and welcome you to the 12 days of December.
Today's gift is one that is simple but elegant, great to give as a housewarming gift, a hostess gift, or even add it to some of our other products we've made, like the body butter and things like that. And that is this beautiful logo here that I created for you to add to a kitchen towel, hand towel, flour sack. There's a lot you can do with it. It is still all glued together, so it's all glued. Measure your towel, size you would like to have it, and size it accordingly. Then we can ungroup it and work with each individual section here. I separated Merry and Christmas in case you wanted to make those different colors. I'm kind of still playing around with my colors, but I was thinking maybe a really rich gold color. And then those two would be red. That was kind of a pretty color combo that I think I'm going to go with. HTV, don't forget to mirror it. These technically don't have to be mirrored because it's the same either way. But you definitely want to mirror your Merry Christmas so that way it will transfer correctly. If you don't have a flour towel or like a cotton towel, you can also use infusible inks as well, either the markers or the vinyl, things like that, but those would go on polyester fabrics. You could also put it on an oven mitt and then put some like spatulas and cooking ingredients inside, which is really cute. Just be careful if you use HTV with something like that. HTV it's applied with heat, but too much heat can also remove it. So you don't want to touch surfaces on the side that has that HTV. Now, if you use the infusible ink, then it's permanently into the fabric, and that will be fine. Okay, let's cut this and add it to our towel.
So for the towel design, we are using HTV, and I'm actually going to be using this fun foil HTV, so it has this pretty shine to it, make it a little bit more festive. And to do HTV, you need cotton fabrics. So this is actually 100% cotton towel. You need at least 50% to make a good seal for it, or a good bond. This one is actually one that has this little tag that you're supposed to hang it from. So I thought the best spot to put my design, just me personally, you can do your own, is I folded my towel exactly in half, and that way when it's hanging you see the logo. So I thought it would be pretty good to have 5 inches wide for my design, which would then make it about 3.6 inches tall. So I thought that seemed pretty good. It's in with that fold line and it's not taking over, but it's just nice, simple. This is going to be a nice, simple, but elegant gift. Great for like a house gift. So if you went to someone's house and you want to bring a little gift for them, this would be really nice for that. Or just an extra add-on to a gift. It'll be nice, simple, and elegant. And then you can depend on the quality of towel. Also depends on if it's just a side item or a more elegant item that you give. So for a foil iron-on, it's a little different than normal iron-on as far as like the transfer. It just looks different, but it's still done the same way. So we still want that nice foil side down on our mat. I like to use my brayer. Actually, I think this is an older mat, so I'm going to have to actually switch to a different mat. It's one I've used quite a bit and seen some days, so I'm actually going to switch to a different mat. This one's pretty much done now. But we'll do foil side down and we will meal it, and I'm just going to use the setting foil iron-on in my Cricut. So we have a towel and the foil iron-on cut out beautifully. It does weed just like normal HTV, so we placed it shiny side down on our mat, and then we just removed the excess vinyl that we don't need from the curio sheet, and that's how it looks. I think it's gonna look really pretty on this towel. I'm glad I decided to do the foil. And first thing you need to do is to preheat a towel like always. So I'm going to do this for 5 seconds. It's just good to always preheat it so that way it gets out some of those wrinkles, and it also in case the material is going to shrink on us at all. Now, for pressing, I don't want to have this line on it, so I just did that for the 5 seconds to kind of help me know my measurements. You can be just eyeball it or be precise. I usually just eyeball. Yeah, that looks a little off. Okay. I also, if you have this curio sheet here, you can trim it down a little bit so it doesn't stick out as much. I think I'm going to fold my towel in half and do a quick press just so I know where my middle is to help me with my measurements, to line things up. So that is our center line there. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to line my berry up there. And then we'll do our Merry Christmas. If these don't stick down well, if they're really bowed or something, you can use some heat transfer tape. Now you just want to make sure you're not covering it with some of the liner. So that one's just going to cover it a little bit. So I'm just going to trim off that extra. And also line it up with my line there. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I'm then going to cover it with a Teflon sheet that protects both my heat source and my material. So one, the heat, if for some reason it would to burn my material, this protects it. And if the material would some reason come up or get onto my heat press, it kind of protects both ways. So we will want to heat this since it's foil iron-on 100% cotton. We went to our Cricut Design Space heat guide, or Cricut heat guide, and it says I'm using the Easy Press, it lets you pick some different stuff, to preheat for 5 seconds, which we did. for 295 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds. And then it is a cool peel, which means we're gonna let it cool off before we peel it. And firm pressure. So we can peel off that. We'll let this cool, because as it cools, it's still, that stickiness that's adhering to the cloth is still adhering with that extra heat as it cools. So we'll wait for that to cool. With foil, sometimes it can be tricky. If you see some bubbling in it, which I don't see any here, that just means you're heating it too hot and it's kind of melting the foil. Foil one's just a little bit trickier, a little bit more temperamental, but it's, as long as you follow your rules, then you should be good. Alright, it is now nice and cool, so we'll see if it adhered well enough. If not, then we might just need to apply a little bit more heat to it. Just go slow. Looks like it adhered well. I would say this is probably more of a decorative towel than a hand wash one, but you could hand wash it. I mean, it didn't take us that long, so if we needed to make another one, we always could. And you would just want to wait 24 hours before washing it. And we should have washed it beforehand, before applying this as well. Don't always pre-wash my materials. But yeah, 24 hours before you put it in the wash and tumble dry. It says inside out, but it's a towel. You can't turn it inside out. I've made shirts where my friends have turned them inside out, and they said they have worked well and they haven't had any issues with them yet. So you can wash it if need to, but I think it's almost too pretty to put in a everyday use. But you could. So I hope you had fun crafting this lovely gift for someone, and I hope whoever you gift it to loves it as much as I love it. And I will see you tomorrow for another fun gift. Bye for now. Happy crafting.